Alrighty, we are back for workout 4. This one is a little similar plus a little different. Workout 1 was push, workout 2 was pull, right? Workout 3 was more stability, agility, functional movements, building a foundation. So we're going back to some resistance training again. Now it's going to be total body, so kind of everything together, and still for 3 rounds, but this time everything's only 12 reps. Workouts A and B were 15 reps. Now we're at 12. Okay, first one, it's called a thruster. It incorporates a squat, which we've already done, and an overhead press, which we've actually already, remember the single arm press? So yay. You do need 2 weights though. So grab your 5s. For this though, we do want the palms turned in. So we're not doing palms forward, palms turned in. So remember all those keys about the proper squat. We want to do a proper squat, feet are hip width apart. Sinking the hips down and back, and then we come up and press. You want it to be all one smooth movement. So I'll do a couple of them. Down, up, press. Down, up, press. And as opposed to down, stop, press, stop. See that difference? How I said we want it to be smooth and fluid. It's called a thruster because we actually want to use some momentum. So you can thrust the weights up. So down and thrust. Okay? Key thing with this, make sure when you're in your squat, your hands will probably want to come down here. So you have to try to engage your shoulder muscle and your ab muscles to actually keep that weight here. So think of it like always trying to be able to, I have a can of energy drink here. Like if I had a can of something here, it could balance if it was on a flat surface. Whereas if I let my hand fall, that can's going to fall. That kind of helps, right? So 12 of those thrusters. Those are a tricky one. That will get you very winded, very out of breath. That's normal. Next one, you need your 18-pound kettlebell. It's called a kettlebell figure 8. This one takes some practice. So if you need practice, take it, go do it. All right, we're gonna make a figure 8 between the legs, kind of weaving it between the legs. Always start from inside going to outside. If you go outside to inside, I honestly don't know why, but it just doesn't work. It does not work as well. So inside to outside, I'll show you what I mean. You do a tiny bit of a squat, kind of a mixture of a squat and a hinge, just so you're crouched down a little bit. Okay? Bring it inside to outside. Then you swing it up and you kind of catch it like this, right in the palm. I've never seen anyone hip their chin, and I've been doing this for a very long time. So you won't, I don't think you'll hit your chin, but I've never seen anyone do it, so don't be afraid. And then you release it. Now, most kettlebell exercises, many of them, are momentum exercises. So we want kind of that momentum type of force or propelling, right? So let me just do a few in a row. That was a fail. So you can see. Turn to the side if that helps. Now, will you maybe miss it one time and kind of drop it? Yes, you probably will, and that's okay. So don't do this on a wood floor. That'll happen. It's okay. But that's your figure 8. You'll do 12 of those, 12 total. All right, have fun with that one. It's kind of fun. Single leg balance with a single arm bicep curl. So I think 5s might be too light for your curls, but I also think 10s might be too heavy. So I'm going to leave it up to you. You can, where's that? I don't want to trip on it. You can do 1 if that is a little light. Do that weird like double up that we did earlier. That's kind of awkward though. But 10 is pretty heavy for this. So Cindy, it's up to you. You're going to balance on one leg and curl, bicep curl, with the opposite arm. So I'm balancing on my right leg. Other leg is kind of just up. And I'm going to do some curls. Notice how I'm letting the palm turn in at the bottom. Like that. And that's just so you don't have to, the bell, right, is here. So you don't want to have to hold your arm outward to not hit your leg. So that's why you turn the palm in at the bottom. But yeah, with your curl, make sure you're not swinging it back. So dead stop at the bottom. Control. And we're not allowing to press into the other leg. That's cheating. So that the leg that's up can't be pressed into the other leg. It has to be away from it. So you'll do your 12 on that side. You'll do your 12 on this side. You're going to be tippy. I've done this for a long time. I know sometimes people are like, you make it look so easy. So it's going to be hard, and that's okay. Put your hand on something. You know, I recommend not grabbing with the full fist, because then you're not training your body to need to balance. But like a fingertip, so much of it's actually more mental, like the safety blanket of it. So keep a fingertip on something if that helps at first. Okay. And you're going to be doing this for 6 weeks. So gives you something to shoot for, trying to do it without holding on to anything. If you can already do it without holding on, you're already there. All right. Kettlebell sumo squats. I love sumo squats. It is a wide squat. Think of like a sumo wrestler, right? That was a horrible image, but you know what I mean. All right, start with your kettlebell right below you. So this was our normal squat stance, hip width apart. Sumo is like super wide. So I'm gonna go like awkwardly wide. Also with a sumo squat, you wanna point the toes slightly outward. So see how I have, this would be forward. This is a slight angle, okay? Pick up the kettlebell. You're gonna get a good stretch in your inner thighs on this one, just FYI. The arms and the kettlebell are just dead weight at the bottom. So you don't have to bend your elbows or lift or anything. You're simply holding it, kind of like how the deadlift was. Bend the knees, make sure the knees go out over the ankles so they're not going inward like this. That's a no-no. So they go out, that's where you get the stretch of the inner thigh. And that kettlebell is simply dead weight. I'll show you from the side if that helps. You can have a little bit of forward lean. You don't have to be like perfectly straight up and down. You actually don't want that. But you also don't want to come like this far down. So just a little bit of forward lean should feel pretty natural. Well, the movement doesn't feel natural, but the amount that you need to lean forward, just let your body kind of go where it's going to go. Let that be natural. 12 of those. High plank jack, combination of some chest and core plus a little bit of cardio. High plank means you're on your hands instead of your elbows. That's all that means. It doesn't mean you're up on something high. So we're going to basically be in a push-up position, which I can do the top part of a push-up. I just can't do the bottom part. So we're good. I'm good on this one. Okay, push-up position, hands and toes. Make sure your hips are level. Once again, they're not way up here. And we jump the feet out, just like jumping jacks. Gonna do 12 of those. Try to make sure your hips aren't coming up like this. I see that a lot. An alternative for that, if that is a little too challenging at this time, because again, you have 6 weeks to get better and better at all of these, start with a toe tap. So you're still in your push-up position. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is a good place to start to remove the jump and a little bit of the intensity, but keep the movement really the same. All right, 2 more. Stability ball pullovers. Once again, I don't have a stability ball at home. So I'm just gonna like grab a pillow and show you what to do with this. So, and I'm talking about the stability ball, like the big thing that you sat on the other day for the workout 3. Okay, so be sure you're holding the stability ball on the very outsides, because we want to be slightly squeezing inward to activate our pec muscle. So a little bit of pressure on the outsides of the ball. You're gonna put your legs up. Now, if that's a little uncomfortable on your low back, you can cross your ankles. That helps a little, but whatever you need. The legs are just gonna stay there. You have your hands on the outside of your ball. You're gonna bring the ball overhead until it taps the floor gently, and then pull over until it taps your legs. Keeping the arms mostly straight, as straight as you can without locking in the elbow. You never want to lock in your elbow. So the arms are pretty straight, just not locked in. And that is your stability ball pullover. It's a back exercise and core. Last one, you'll grab your 5-pound weights. If the 5s are a little heavy for this, you might have to get creative and grab like some canned food, soup cans or something out of your kitchen, or 2 things that are just the same. 2 water bottles, like if you have plastic, Aquafina bottles, something like that. If the 5s are too heavy, because this is a hard exercise. It's hard because it's shoulders, and shoulders are weaker, like we talked about. So you'll do a lateral. Sorry, my computer keeps shutting off, and that's where my list is. You'll do a lateral raise, which is arms coming out to the side, and you'll come down, and then you'll do a front raise, which is arms going forward. Lateral and front. A couple things to remember. Always keep a slight bend in your elbow. So here's a slight bend. Man, it's hard with the black top, isn't it? Maybe I'll bend. Here's a slight bend in my elbow. Here's locked in straight. I guess it's hard. It's really hard to tell. But when you're doing your side raise, the hands actually end up in front of your body. If my arms were locked in straight, they'd be straight out here. So always keep that soft bend in your elbows. And that goes for the front raise as well. Notice how my arms see that little bend in my elbows as opposed to this, right? I keep stressing that, but it's very important. We don't want to create any elbow issues. So make sure when you're with your front raise, you're not leaning, not compensating by leaning. Everything is tight and controlled, the way up and the way down. So yeah, that'll be 12 of those, 6 each direction. All right, that's workout 4. Again, 12 reps of everything for this workout. And I hope you enjoy workout 4. We'll see you back maybe when we do 4 new workouts.